Good morning and happy Mother's Day, everybody. Oh, my collar's all crooked. I got dressed up for mom this morning. See, you like my shirt? Needs to be ironed, but my mom's in spirit, so she'll forgive me. But she's here, so I'm gonna check to see who else is here. But for the people watching this as a video, this is tarot time. So we do some work with tarot, a meditation card, a forecast for the week. We have other divination cards, and just have a good time and connect as a community and help each other to grow and to navigate this crazy world that's, well, it's not the world that's crazy, it's just the people that are in it. The world is fine, it's the people, and they're not even crazy, they're scared and programmed. So anyhow, lots going on. Mercury comes out of its retrograde tonight, at about 11:30. So Mercury's in station. Excuse me, is stationed. I don't know about you guys, but this is about the ugliest Mercury retrograde I can remember. I'm not going to even go into it. And then also another major astrological shift is Jupiter is exiting Aries and starting its 1 year transit in the sign of Taurus. So Jupiter expands and grows and brings some good, happy vibes into things. Sometimes a sense of leadership, sometimes a sense of morality. But Taurus is Venus ruled, so it's about security and money. So there's a nice compatibility there, and yet with Jupiter being in Aries, a lot of the expansion energy is it's about energy and movement, and uh, Aries is the god of war, so there was that. So Taurus is more about security, and so we may see a lot of border type issues, and we're already seeing that actually coming up, and things that relate to the economy and changes in the economy. But it's a growth and expansion. It generally brings good luck and fortune. So anyway, I'm going to say a few quick hellos and then get started. For people again who are watching this video, hang in there. So, um, yeah. Yeah, we'll see if I can maintain my voice for the next 45 minutes. Thank you for that confirmation, MDR. um, not be missed. No, not with me. Hi, Colleen. Good morning. Uh, and hi, Claire and Cranky Pants McGee. Hello. And hi, Rebecca Melito and Judy Horton. And what was I saying? Yeah, yeah. You know, I always try to be all inclusive. Anybody saw my post either here on YouTube or on Facebook? It's like, to the mothers and the mothers in spirit and everybody that has or had a mom. So we can all celebrate Mother's Day, right? I think we all had a mom at one time. If not, contact me. I want to know, what planet you're from. We're very interested in extraterrestrials and star seeds around here, so that would be interesting for me. Um, and the other thing I like to mention is take today as a reminder that there's 364 other Mother's Days every year, and 365 additional ones on leap years. So we want to let me turn the pings off. We want to always honor that, because of course being a man, it's hard for me to have any direct experience, but I do know that being a mom is a really all involved but a beautiful job in life to have. But it ain't always easy, so let's support her. And in fact, I wanted to just pull a card here, because this is the card of the tarot that represents the mother. um, the Empress card, and it's key three. Three is Jupiterian ruled, so it's very succinct with this shift of energy that's happening right now. So the Empress is really, it's about love, it's about nurturance, all the things that you think of with mom and Mother Earth. Earth and heart have the same letters, right? So Earth, heart, Mother. I mean, mother has a couple of the letters of Earth. It has the TH, the E. Anyway, I'm getting a little carried away. It's Sunday morning, so let's have a good time. Let's celebrate. It's a great day to be alive. Thank you, Spirit, for another day of life, another day in this physical body, another day to make a difference in the world and to learn and grow and to teach and to share and to connect as community. For we do not know what tomorrow will bring. So let's celebrate the now and be in our heart centers. And then when we're in our heart, we're connected to the earth, we're connected to the Divine Mother. And we have the Divine Mother or the Madonna right over here for you guys. So whether you're at home or you're at brunch and sipping on a mimosa and enjoying your Mother's Day that way, welcome. So I just wanted to pull this in the major arcana card. There's 22 cards that represent basically 22, I'll say spiritual archetypes or your levels of energy that can be experienced in our human evolutionary process. And when we come to key 3, we come into that sense of motherhood, of nurturance, of pure unconditional love, family and expansion and everything. So let's pull a meditation card. Unless we'll have a choice. You can, since it's Mother's Day week, if you want to use this as your meditation card, or I'm going to pull another one for you guys. I'm going to mix them up a little first. The way it's a really beautiful day in the Catskills, a little cool. It's about 55-ish out here in the mountains. Not pretty close to average for early mid-May, actually. All right, so let me just be nice if I actually left a little room on my table to do this. All right, so for a meditation card, I'm asking Spirit. Here's another one. So you can use 1, 2, or both of these, but the 9 of Wands or the 9 of Rods is about readiness and preparedness. And 9 and Wands are both action, because 9 is Mars ruled in numerology, and Wands is fire in tarot. So I'll leave them both up. I'll hide behind my tarot cards. And so meditate with one card, or you can alternate or whatever for the coming week. Either is very relevant to the energies right now, with Jupiter especially going into Taurus. This could be a sense of preparedness, and Taurus is an abundance sign. It's an earth sign also. So get relaxed when you go into your meditation, to always get present. And you can either use, autofocus is working today, so that's good. So you can either use these cards, or if you have your own deck, this is called the Morgan Greer deck. And in your mind, step into the card when you're relaxed and meditating. You'll have a mental image. It's like opening the door, stepping in, feeling the new energy. Because when you step into one reality into another, there's a different vibe. So feel that energy. How does that make you feel? And then what are you seeing, sensing, tasting, knowing? What beings or guides are with you, or what path is there, or what your journey is. But really just spend some time in the energy of that card, and then ask Spirit what messages that they have for you, and trust everything you get. And that's how to meditate. How I meditate with tarot cards. There's many ways to do it. So I'm going to just peek at your comments for a second, then we'll go into our 3 cards. Did we pull the devil one week? If we do that's great, because that'll show, the devil card will show us how to get unstuck in life. So I wouldn't see that as negative. And exactly, we are honoring the motherly love that is given. We, as much as fathers, deserve to be honored at least once a year. Yeah, I love Father's Day. I love to celebrate that. And Teresa's saying, Happy Mother's Day to all. Remember, you don't have to have children to be a mother. Exactly. Great point. Yes, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for your comments, even if I don't get a chance to display every single one. Oh, I see there's a delay. That's one of the cool things about this last Mercury retrograde is the internet's been doing all kinds of crazy things, and while trying to recover from COVID, our boiler just went out randomly, and then it came back, and it's went out every day, and now it's working fine. So, anyhow, it's that kind of a thing. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Susan of the North. So if you guys want to get a rune reading, a daily rune reading, check out this channel. Although I don't know if it's under her name, but you can check out Susan. For your rune of the day, for if you like the Nordic traditions, very informative. Yes, and thank you, Jody. Yes, hi Bubbles. um, yes, let's do a 3-card spread now, and see what's going on in the world around us. Now, this may be a personal message for you, or personal messages. It may be more for our community, or maybe for the world at large, like what's going on in the world. Like I said, Jupiter moving into Taurus. Taurus is very Earth. It's a little bit territorial in nature, so we're already seeing a lot of disputes around like at U.S. borders, and some controversy, or renewed controversy, maybe is a better word. To bring into that. Hey, Carissa, I saw you. Hi, Pam. See, good morning, all. And very good. Well, for some reason, seeing you hear Carissa just reminded me to remind you guys that it is not root chakra month. That was a while ago. Yeah, we go up the chakra, so it's crown chakra month. Crown chakra month on Spirit Mind Family, which is our Patreon community, and it just so happens. A friend of ours, a friend of the channel, a channel called Lily Nova Starseed, just happens to be doing a crown chakra activation with her alchemy singing bowls, and her through her voice transmission at 3:00 our time. So if you guys want to catch that, I tried to tweak my schedule and rearrange it so I could actually be available for, at least for part of it. So I'll see you guys at 3 if you're there. All right, so back to 3-card spread. Okay. All right, so let me just take a second, take a breath. As I often say, when you're thinking you're not connecting, to spirit, that is. So when you're thinking you're not connecting, and when you're connecting, you're not thinking. So, oh, great. I'm sure she's grateful for you guys' support also. Thank you. Let me say, oh yeah, right. It's Crown Chakra Month and Spirit Mind Family. So a lot of you guys are on that, but if you're not, no worries, because I will leave information when this becomes a video on the pinned comments, and how you can get more information and join if you like. Okay. Happy birthday season, really? Oh, very nice. And to you too, Pam. I missed that comment, maybe. Or is your birthday also, Pam? So happy birthday to you too. And my good friend Susan the Spicy Psychic just had a birthday a couple of days ago, and she's going to be up here in Kingston, New York, doing mediumship with me on Tuesday. I'll leave information on how. I think there's three or four spots are still open. I'll leave information on that for you Hudson Valley and Catskill Mountain people. All right, so I'm thinking. I've got to stop thinking. Take the thoughts out. No thinking, just connecting. All right. Well, I'm seeing heart, so I think I'm connecting to spirit now. Okay. 1. Card number 2. Card number 3. And here's what I pulled. Looks a little chaotic and jagged. So you keep your wits about you this week. That's my first bit of advice. We see people being very confused. Going off the deep end very easily, losing it very easily. I just think that one of the things this is showing us is that there's still a lot of negative programming. There's still a lot of stress out there. To pack extra patience. Now, for you guys that are it's interesting. There's 26 people on right now, which is a light crowd. Usually we get about 40 or so live. But I was expecting maybe a dozen people because it is Mother's Day and brunch is such a tradition. It's funny when I pulled this card, the first thing I saw was mimosas or champagne in my mind. I haven't had a drink in God knows. I think about 20 years. No, not quite. About 15. I mean, I was never like an AA person. It wasn't that kind of an issue why I stopped drinking. It just wasn't good for me. So I don't drink. So it's like, why am I seeing mimosas? It's like, and then we have the 10 of Swords reverse. So this is the 7 of Cups reverse, 10 of Swords reverse, 4 of Wands reverse. Now, I'm not a big stickler on reverse meanings in tarot. To me, it's more or less the same thing. When I'm seeing them all reverse, even though Mercury's going direct, I feel like it's a message for us. Still, don't push things. You still, while Mercury's still slow, because it takes about 2 to 2.5 weeks for Mercury to pick up speed and get back to normal speed after its retrograde. So, still like not to push too much. There's likely to be a lot of stuff being thrown at us from the news, from different government agencies. I think somebody else is going to lose their job. It's like, I think I could say this virtually every week and be accurate about this, whether it's a high-ranking public official or a government person or whatever. I don't mean you guys are going to lose your job, so don't worry about that. I mean, people at the top, basically. And why am I thinking of John Lennon now? You guys know the song "Working Class Hero." Carissa, there's another one for your set list. "Working Class Hero" by John Lennon. Written in 1970, got banned on virtually every radio station, which means that, oh, by the way, to the millennials, John Lennon wrote "Working Class Hero," not Green Day. just had to throw that out there. Green Day did a cover of that song. But the line, one of the final lines is, oh God, what is that line? I can't even remember now. Something about learn to smile. There is room at the top. They are telling you still, but first you must smile. First you must learn how to smile as you kill if you want to be like the folks on the hill. So anyway, if you listen to the song, you might understand why they banned it. I mean, and it's not the use of profanity either. It's the meaning of it. But the sad thing is, over 50 years later, it's as true now. The meaning of that song is as true now as it was back then. So there's something for your playlist, you guys. Short, very simple John Lennon tune. So the Swords is mental. It's the mind. It's thought, energy. A predominance of Swords could represent strife or challenges also. This is a good time for problem solving. This is what the cards are telling me for our community. A good time to just step back and not to feed into all the nonsense out there, all the BS. I mean, yes, there's some very important things going on. There's a lot of people suffering. There's people dying. But when I say the nonsense, I'm not diminishing that. I mean, basically, like all the stuff that we're force fed through the media, through the advertising, through what pops up on the internet. and through the frequency manipulations of Wi-Fi and other technologies to keep us programmed and to keep our energy fields diminished, so we're more susceptible to negative programming, we're more susceptible to disease, and we're more susceptible to control. And I feel like they're saying this isn't really the time to really go out there and fight and challenge everybody. It's really a time to just kind of step back, assess our playing fields, replan our strategies for this next period where Mercury's moving forward, things get more progressive in our lives again, things start to change more quickly in the world. There's probably going to be a big news about a volcano in the next week or two. I just saw this fireball like coming out of a mountain in my mind as I was talking. This could also indicate nuclear testing or things that we may hear about that way. But I think it's more about geological activities like earthquakes, volcanoes. So and interestingly, with this powerful Jupiter energy coming to this Taurus, this Earth sign, it would make sense astrologically that this transit could perk up the Earth a little bit and get her moving. And we're constantly getting a lot of the interstellar energies, the radiations, like the solar flares or the coronal mass ejections. So I think there's going to be a major one around midstream. They're showing it very, very focused. So I wouldn't be surprised if, I'm feeling more like Siberia or Russia, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's an area in the world that experience is a blackout from a solar flare or something along those lines. Wait. Where I didn't hear about this. I swear, guys. Where was this volcano? Yeah, if you can share. Oh, in Indonesia. That's interesting because I have clients in Bali, and I'm speaking to one of them next week. So I'll get the news on that. I'm sure. Pirate radio show. Okay. And whatever Judy's praying about for Colleen, extended. Yeah, that's truly a great song. Yeah, it really is. Really is. All right, so what else? Yeah, the four of swords could be, that tends to be like a hermit's repose, rest, relaxation, healing. So I think a lot of us are going to be in more of a healing mode this week. Now we just come out of some very powerful eclipse energies and other astrological things. The Mercury retrograde. We get eclipses, usually 4 per year, sometimes 3 every now and then. It's rare, but there's been known to be an eclipse season that had 3 eclipses rather than 2 in it. And they're all, they always shake things up, but this last one, for whatever reason, well, thanks for that. I have not been paying much attention to the news lately, and I should, at least the headlines. It's good to know what they're saying, and you'll still get a general feel of what's going on superficially in the world, even if the mainstream news isn't going to tell you what's really behind the stories or what's really going on. And they also omit a lot, obviously, too. But, and the 7 of Cups, so, that can be a little bit ungrounded energy. This is all very ungrounded. So I feel like they're telling us as a community to double down on our grounding practices. If it's warm out, go out barefoot, even if it's not warm. Some people do barefoot in the winter in the snow. I'm not one of them, but some people do. I do ice cold showers in the morning. That's about as close as I'm going to get, I think, to barefoot in the snow. Other than my one of my dad's, many stories that he used to repeat over and over and over and over again when we were growing up. It was like, when I was young, we used to walk 2 miles barefoot in the snow to go to school. So you have nothing to complain about. And I'm willing to bet that he never really went barefoot in the snow to go to school. But in any event, so that's kind of what I'm getting. Other than that, I covered the main things. Yeah, definitely. This feels like also a week to really take care of your health. Not that I'm seeing anybody getting sick or anything horrible happening to any of you. It's all good, but yeah, maybe the energy is very conducive to making a few tweaks in your health regimen. I feel like this goes to somebody out there, and there's usually about 200 to 300 people that wind up watching tarot time. So it could go to several of you, but I feel like somebody's having a hard time with their blood sugar levels and really needs to address that. You're not now. Wait till it gets better, but actually start to change your diet now and make that happen. So whoever that is, be aware, obviously that'd be somebody that has some level of diabetes or blood sugar fluctuations. So be on top of that. I feel like they're saying, and let me see what else. Sunday, I'm seeing a ferry boat. So that could be symbolic of a big spiritual awakening. And there's a song, I don't know if anybody knows who Peter Hamill is of Van de Graaff Generator, but he did a song called Rubicon. And one of the lines that I really love is, when you cross the stream, you never can return. If you stay, you'll surely burn. And when you're on this path, when you're awakening, when you're on a spiritual path, it's just not an option to go back or to stay where you are. It's like you have to cross that proverbial stream to get to the other side. But to make sure you have your allies with you, bring your angels along for the journey, keep your spiritual team close to your heart, and stay in your heart. When we're in our heart, we're in our power, because our heart is the transducer of the master frequency, and we tap into that frequency by simply feeling gratitude and compassion. It's not that hard, really, to go into the heart center and tap into the master frequency. That's the frequency that created everything, by the way. I'm sharing things that teachers like Teresa Bullard and what's his name, Greg Braden. It's like, what's his name? He's one of my favorite teachers, and people like that. Joe Dispenza shares with us. So the idea, if you can really sit with those high level emotions, and I know when you're having a crappy day, it's so much easier said than done. And I've been doing this practice for a while, and it's like, if I'm in a bad mood, I know the last thing I want to do is to feel grateful. So I get it, but this is where mental discipline comes in. And what I do is I start out with presence. Always start out with presence. I'm not a name, I'm not a body, I'm energy, I'm frequency. That's what I mean by presence. I'm aware of every breath, I'm aware of every fiber in my body, I'm aware of everything going on around me, but I'm focusing on absolutely nothing. And when that happens, according to Joe Dispenza, you slip through the eye of the needle into the quantum field, and that realm that created everything, and where all time and energy already exist. So once I'm there, I'm grateful. Like I'm grateful for the present moment. Doesn't matter if I'm having a crappy day. It does not make this present moment any less perfect and amazing. It takes a lot of mental discipline. And that's why spiritual growth is not easy. It requires mental discipline. And we have to change our patterns. We have to change our habits. And that's not easy to do. We have to learn how to be present and have to really learn how to change our programming in order to change our habits and to change our programs, and thereby change our lives. So that's the message I get from that. I'm going to move on to a few other tools. Yeah, you too. Same. Some interesting. Oh, good for you. Good for you. And yes, there's on a fair. Oh, yes. Enjoy. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So you can relate to what I was saying. It sounds easy in theory, but until you actually do the work, and those old habits really try to grab you. It's part of our survival instinct. That's why it's hard. All right, so yeah, I do have my Native American cards. Let me pull one of that from here. All right. We got new people. I got dressed up for Mother's Day. Aren't I? Are you a good son? All right, here we pulled this card. I think we've gotten this one before. The Monarch of Oh yeah, I've seen that Monarch of Blade. What would that be? The correspondence sword, definitely swords. I think the King of Swords, matriarch, the Queen of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. But it's different in the Native American tarot. You just kind of feel the energy. Look at the picture. A good one for Mom's Day. She's carrying a sword, so be a good child, because Mom might know how to use that. Just kidding, just kidding. But swords cut through the illusion and get us to the truth. And this is definitely a no-nonsense lady here. I wouldn't mess with her. I would get on her good side. So, this can represent an aspect of ourselves that's very strong, a fierce warrior, a mother, even if you're a man, a mother archetype that's going to protect her young and protect her values and do what's right in the world. And I think that's part of the message also. No matter what's going on, again, you don't have to like start arguments or whatever. It's good to stay in your own lane. We were talking a minute ago about how important it is to be in the heart frequency and how that's the master frequency and everything like that. Let me pick up that conversation again, because when you're able to do that and you're in your heart center, hearts cannot be programmed. Hearts, when they're coherent, so we talk a lot about heart coherence, heart-brain coherence around here. When hearts are coherent, all they know is compassion, gratitude, and love. Hearts think, but they think in that frequency or in that energetic, whatever the word is, energetic frequency. And they can't be programmed. Hearts absolutely cannot be programmed. The subconscious mind, the mind gets programmed when it's disattached to the heart. Minds and hearts get disattached when emotions like fear and anger and anxiety, they're not bad emotions, they're survival based. They may save your life one day. But while you're in those emotions, if you haven't aligned with your spirit or you haven't had the warriorship training, then you've severed the connection between heart and mind, and your heart thinks, and your heart's more powerful than your brain. So long story short, when you're in the heart, you're immune to the programming. So the more you can be in your heart center, the less the negative programming of society is going to negatively affect you. That makes sense, right? Not bad for Sunday mornings. That's what the matriarch of Blade was trying to tell me, and add to what we were getting here. So lots of swords, try not to take things personally, like Don Miguel Ruiz says, and I think it's the second agreement. Don't take things personally. When somebody's attacks you, it's their issues, it's not yours. So understanding our words are our wands. Why do they call it spelling? That's from the four agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz. It makes a lot of sense. I was just on a video earlier on Be Inspired channel, and they're talking about like a single sound can change your life, and if sound currents and frequencies are really powerful, and words are very powerful. It's the meaning, the collective programmed meanings behind words that have power, as well as the sound vibration itself, as well as the personal meaning that we attach to it. So we use words habitually, and sometimes they're diminishing, and sometimes they keep us locked into a negative pattern in our lives. So be aware of what you're saying, but also be aware of the feelings behind it. A lot of it's programming. Thank you, Nawata. Thank you very much. Bless you too. Thank you. And hi, New York Gardener. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for that. So let me now I have my divine abundance cards. I use these fairly frequently in my 1 minute in my short form readings that I do every day except Sundays. If you guys don't see that or get that, every day I do a little mini 1 minute message reading for the community on obviously on the Medium channel on the short videos, 8 a.m. except Saturdays 9 a.m. So, and I use this deck a lot, so I figured let me use this in tarot time also. I don't have. Oh, do I have the box? Um, doesn't say the name of the creator. That's what I was looking for. So what I got is detachments. That would be a message for us as well. Let me raise that up. And sometimes your personal message can be what you see in the actual picture, and what that means to you, basically. But what it says is, with detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. And the reason that's true is that when we want something, when we place want and need, it cuts us off from the reality that we already have it on some level of being or some level of consciousness. So the way to pray, I learned this from my Native American elders. I posted that on another comment, and a bunch of people like commented back, said, that Joe Dispenza says that, Greg Braden says that almost word for word. And I comment back and say, yeah, because it's a message for all. It's not just a message for me that I got. A lot of people got it, and a lot of Native Americans teach this to their students. And I was fortunate enough in the 1980s to tune into those philosophies and do some work with Native people, and primarily in Oklahoma. If Bob Vetter ever comes on, he introduced me to a couple of really amazing people out there. And the whole idea is, they would say, when we pray for rain, we don't ask the creator or great spirit to make it rain, because that actually reinforces in our minds the lack of rain. So when we pray and say, oh God, please give me money, please give me my soulmate, I'm a good person, blah blah blah, you're really reinforcing the lack of it. But when you give thanks for an event, like they would say, things like, we don't ask for rain, we give thanks for the rain that's already falling. We feel it hitting our skin, we feel it hitting the ground. And if I get present of, I can literally, I've gone out in rainstorms and meditate, I can literally feel the rain hitting the trees and the ground as if it's hitting my body. But then again, I've been doing this work for 40 years. So, it does help. When you have a daily meditation practice, it really does help you to expand your consciousness that way, because the body's an illusion. It's an imaginary barrier. In reality, we're connected with everything. You have seen and unseen. So anyways, I'm kind of bringing three stories into one and probably confusing the heck out of everybody. I know I'm confusing the heck out of myself, but I think you get the idea. And so they would do that. They would be like, thank you for the rain, and they're feeling the crops are growing, and they would say that it always rains when they do that. And I know I've done things in meditation and in my own work where both individually and in groups, you're able to bend reality and influence the weather, to the point where there were times where clouds would literally just billow up like right overhead. And I'm not boasting or bragging. It's just something that we have the ability to connect with and influence weather that way. I'm sure a lot of you've had similar experiences. So anyway, that's that message. So detach, yeah, especially if there's a lot of craziness around you with your family, with friends, like not agreeing with you and kind of make you feel like you're crazy, or if you have to end a relationship or a friendship or whatever, remember detachment is the way, and reconnect with the heart. And when we reconnect with the heart, we know that everything's okay. We know everything's perfect in the moment, and with every death comes a rebirth. With every loss comes a gain. It's just part of the cycles of nature. It's just part of our learning here in our physical lives. So what time is it? We're getting there. Trying to keep these to 45 minutes. So I don't think I'm just doing a good job. But then anyhow, aho to sisino wata takusei. This is the cards. This is the perception, the sacred geometry deck. So I can hold this close, and you can meditate on this shape, and your sacred geometry, triggers our universality or our collective memory. So as individuals, we have access to the collective memories of everything that's happened on this planet and beyond, actually, in sacred geometry and sacred sound geometry, also known as the solfeggio frequencies, can link you with that also. So this is the visual aspect of that. And the message is the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. And the thing about perception is what we perceive. We have a certain point of perception. For most of us, or well, for virtually all of us, maybe some of you are more evolved, but I know for myself and most of us, a lot of what we perceive is based on our programming. And if we can get present and step out of that, then our perceptions become more true. Like, for example, this card's not solid, and this picture's not really even here. It's all different bandwidths of energy, and our human operating systems create an image that we can relate to physically of what this energy is. But it's really not that. I mean, the card itself is over 99.999% empty space, which is really energy based on atomic structure. So there you have it. So we have the animal, back to the medicine cards today. So back to your very into the Native American vibe right now. So I'm supposing my other animal deck that I use here for our totem animal or message from the animals, this will be North American animals. And the one we got is the porcupine. Well, I always look at that as protection, but I think there's a sense of innocence about porcupine. We have a lot of them up here also. They're wonderful. And also, a lot of our communication happens through quills, or in the old days. So it's also like a communication. Oh, good. I have the book. And it's key 12. 12 is Jupiter rule that reduces to 3 in numerology. 12 is the sacrifice in Chaldean numerology. And the hangman, which is a card of sacrifice in tarot. That's key 12 also. Innocence. Porcupine is innocence. And it's the south of the medicine wheel. Is the place of childlike innocence and humility. It is the home of playfulness and the position of porcupine on the medicine wheel of life. So that's very powerful medicine, the power of faith and trust. The power of faith contains within the ability to move mountains. So faith is really, really powerful. Belief is super, super powerful. The power of trust in our life involves trusting that Great Spirit has a divine plan. All right, I think you guys get the idea. And, we can't know what that divine plan is. In the 80 years, if we're lucky that we're alive, we can't know what God's plan this 1,000 years in the making, is. And we sometimes we really have to trust. I mean, as a medium, I'll say this sometimes, when people can't understand how Spirit took their children back home. It's like, like, how could a beautiful child die? It's like, is that God's plan or whatever? So we have, sometimes when things are really challenging, it really tests our faith. So perhaps that's a little bit of a theme. So over the next couple of weeks, keep your faith, even if we're getting a lot of negative news or a feeling of like, mandates or financial ups and downs. Jupiter and Taurus is going to do that, though it tends to be favorable in the end. So to keep in mind of that. And one last thing I wanted to pull is our angel message of the week, and then we'll move on. Okay, so what else? I'm sorry about that, Mr. Floyd. Some people do have bad relationships with their mom, so maybe think Divine Mother then, and maybe not to let our personal experiences really get in the way of the greater meaning of things. But I get that. So extra love to Mr. Floyd, everybody. Thank you, Blindly Inspired. And there's always that darker side of all holidays. Like a lot of holidays are family oriented, but a lot of people aren't connected to their families. Christmas comes up a lot. It's a time of great joy, but it can be the time of great depression also. So we have to understand that, to be compassionate toward everybody's experiences, for sure. So anyhow, let me grab our last angel message. I have to stop my thoughts again so that Spirit can guide me to the right card. Oh, somebody's getting their hair done. Why am I saying hair cutting? Maybe one of our messages is some of us are going to need to cut somebody off in our lives at this time for our highest good, or the highest good of Spirit, or maybe you're literally getting a Mother's Day haircut if anybody's working on Mother's Day. Well, I got Francesca. And the message here is, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. So as a final thought for the day, Mercury is stationing right now. And it's actually official station is at 11:30 tonight here on the East Coast. In Europe, it's actually Monday. It's not Sunday when Mercury goes direct. And points east of the East Coast. That would be. I'll just post this because that's quite true. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, and you have to remember, that on another level, we came in and experienced what we needed to learn and grow, and we had Mr. Floyd on a while ago. What, 2 or 3 weeks ago, doing his awakening story. Very fascinating story. By the way, I got all the awakening stories and all the guest interviews on 2 separate playlists now. So if you want to hear what our amazing guests, some of you have been on there. We had Blindly Inspired doing feng shui back a while ago. Hers is on the playlist. We've had other of you come on. Mr. Floyd was on, and I don't know if I'm missing you and you're on this thread. I apologize. I know we've had other people. And then tomorrow we're going to have Elaine Malloy doing her awakening story. So that's going to be at 7:00. And that's basically it. So that's the message. And it's so you can say, oh yes, Mercury is stationing. This is a really good time to really plant your energetic seeds. Like do a little meditation, maybe light a candle. And again, don't ask God or Spirit or the divine creator to give you something. Feel like it's already happening. Set those energetic seeds, like what I desire is already happening, and really feel it and give thanks. And as Mercury stationed and it starts to go direct again, it's going to help to energetically carry those prayers to the creator, align with your energy to create that in the physical, because it's already real. In your mind, it's already real. So energetically, it's already real. All right. Very good. Yes, thank you. I think you guys have helped me to create a really amazing community here that keeps growing, which I'm happy to say also. And of course, my little plug here. Well, firstly, if you like the video, like it. Secondly, if you have friends that may benefit from what we do here, please share our stuff here. Let's keep growing and keep helping people. And thank you for this last one. Um, yep, that was you. You saw her interview then. She did that from Germany, and then we had the man from psychedelic actualization in Germany also doing God, what's it? Vertigo. How could I forget Vertigo? He was awesome. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, indeed, that was flyingly inspired. Indeed, it was. We'll have her back if she's up for maybe in the summer or the autumn to do a little bit of a follow up for us. All right, I love you all. For those of you that can make the live tomorrow at 7, that'll be Elaine Malloy, a very talented healer. It's going to talk about her awakening process also. Bye.